What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Kotatsu podcast. I'm your host, Z-Main Zach. You can just call me Zach, and I'm joined today by my co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
What's up?
What's up?
Zeno here. Go ahead, brother.
What's up? It's Kachi Rad. You can call me Sir Darius or Darius or Mommy Girlfriend Hunter.
What's up? It's Wanya. Geek Fiction on Instagram.
Hey, bro. So yeah, we got our boy Wallen. Are you on a max contract or not? We gotta know.
It's looking that way, bro.
Bro. You can think it through. It's still free agency right now. You
That's
some
still free agency.
you still have some time to think about it. But yeah, before we get started on the podcast, to be honest, I have no idea what the fuck we're gonna talk about. But let's just go and start it slowly. So I want y'all to tell me what you have been watching or reading this week. Let's start with you, Zeno.
Yeah, so anime with school, like all of us are in college/university, so it's kind of hard to like binge anime like back in the day. However, I've been reading manga, so recently I finished Kaguya-sama. So if y'all follow me on Twitter at Xenowars, wars at the Zen at the end, Xeno as in xenophobia, I posted a whole thread. We talked about this before, but like when I read manga recently, like Naruto, I've been like screenshotting like covers and stuff, and Kaguya, I've been doing the same panels and stuff, and it's been a ride, bro. Kaguya-sama manga is really best romance anime for me.
Manga.
It's off the basis that like we all love Gintama. I believe it's all our number one favorite anime, correct?
I have multiple favorites, but yeah,
Right.
it's up there.
Yeah, but it's one of your favorites. And I believe it's Darius' favorite, and Wallen just said it's his favorite, bro. Yeah, I think
it's one of them. Yeah.
All right,
My
cool.
favorite what? What's my favorite?
Favorite anime, Gintama.
It's top 5.
It's top 5 for him. It's not. I don't think it's his favorite. What's your favorite again?
Sangatsu.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And then
top 5. We're all praising. That's just because of its uniqueness, and the same goes for romance for Kaguya-sama, right? It's like so unique. It does something that other anime in that genre doesn't do, right?
Absolutely.
So you feel me? So yeah, I just been vibing with Kaguya-sama. Anime actually, I take back that statement. I finished Naruto last night, so I was watching the final fight. Yes, sir.
You sped run that shit for real.
Yeah, brother, I really did. I speed ran that shit. Bro, that fight was gas too. We can go into it afterwards, but like, yo, that last fight, like the final valley, straight gas. I think it's my top 5 fights for sure.
Which fight? Naruto vs Sasuke.
Yeah, that last fight is in my top 5 favorite fights in all of anime.
Pretty nice. What's your top 5?
Right.
So I can just list them, no particular order. So I have Arturia versus Lancer in Fate Zero.
Okay.
That shit was gas. And then obviously I was just talking up the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. So that shit was gas. Just how they said it in the beginning. Just straight up taijutsu. You don't hear, they cut out the OST, just them running and using taijutsu. Bro, that shit was heat. Another fight, I don't know if this would crack my top 5, but I really like Luffy versus what's that villain's name in Water 7?
Lucci, my nigga, bro. That's my
Luffy
fight right
versus
there.
Lucci, bro. That
my
shit was
fight.
gas.
Oh my god, that shit was so gas, bro. I love that fight. My favorite One Piece fight, bro. In my opinion, it's like it's just up there, bro. The hype, everything. Juan hasn't watched One Piece. Darius hasn't watched One Piece, but man,
no, I'm just not caught up.
Yeah, you didn't read Water 7, right? Or Enies Lobby.
No,
bro. When you get to that fight, I do not care when you get to Water 7. The manga is great, but yeah, I would tell you watch the anime for that arc. Oh my god, Water 7 Enies Lobby is just amazing all around.
100% agree. That's my favorite arc, actually. That whole saga.
Yeah.
For people, I tell like new people who's trying to get into One Piece to like really at least push through Enies Lobby, right? Because bro, it's just so heat. It's like a big leap from Skypiea to the Enies Lobby saga, right?
Yeah.
So I named 3 fights. 2 more I can name. Huh. Shit. Get someone else talk about what they've been watching. I'm gonna pull up my anime list.
You would go on.
All right. Basically, I've been watching. I've been catching up to Heaven's Feel because I'm about to watch some Heaven's Feel movies tomorrow. Heaven's
Yeah, I
Feel
think I heard
movie.
you say that.
Yeah. I'm about to watch Heaven's Feel.
Did you watch the movies or not?
Nah. I'm about to watch them soon. Like soon,
Bro,
meaning
you're going
tonight.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm about to watch it tonight and going tomorrow. So I
Did you
got
watch?
That's tough.
fresh in my head, bro.
Did you watch Unlimited Blades work or no?
Yeah.
I see. I don't think you need to watch Unlimited Blades work to watch Heaven's Feel, but I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
Yeah,
You don't?
it's routes. I think it's different routes. I don't think you have to know anything about UBW to.
Yeah, it's like the original Stay Night too.
Yeah, you don't need to. Correct.
Like they're all different
So
stories.
so
with
if
the
I go
same
if I go
time.
into Heaven's Feel, what? One is gonna be
No, that was pretty good. It was the least interesting, but it was a good route nonetheless.
How many hours was that?
25. I'm gonna read Unlimited Blades work or Heaven's Feel. I just watched. Man, oh man, you do not understand. Like we talked about this like 3 podcasts. When all the niggas are annoying. Talk about oh my god, the character. Like you're just. Tapping through State Night route.
Yeah, did you you finished Unlimited Blade Works?
No, I'm trying to watch the show. I watched like 2 episodes and people are like, no, you gotta start with Stay Night.
But you watched Heaven's Feel movies?
I'm trying to watch both of them. I didn't watch them yet.
Cause I just want to clear that up. Like I could have watched the Heaven's Feel movie without watching Stay Night.
Pretty sure you can, and I'm pretty sure you could. Visual novel fans be like, no, you got to do this and that. But like a lot of the people say, go ahead. I don't know, but don't take my word. Again, I'm like the 0.01% of niggas. Just say random shit, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else have you been reading or watching other than Stay Night?
Well, other than Stay Night, bro, been trying to watch a little Monogatari, bro. But like school,
Oh, yeah.
so I still not doing too well with that. But like once I'm done with the Heaven's Feel movies, bro, binging Monogatari, basically.
That's what I like to hear. Oh, I see. And how about you, Darius?
I'm still on my Monogatari rewatch. I'm on Nisei episode 5,
Still
and
on
at the
episode
same
5.
time, I'm watching Ping Pong.
Bro, you were on
Ping
episode
pong is
5
really
like
good.
5 days ago.
Well, honestly, like I have like those days where I watch a lot, and then other days I'm just busy, so I don't have time to watch it. But
Yeah. I know, I understand that. School been kicking niggas' asses,
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Midterms are
you
coming
can
up soon
repeat
too.
that, bro.
I swear. Have you been reading anything or no?
Nah, but when I finish Ping Pong, I'm
Yeah,
gonna read Fun Fun and Real.
I see. That's a W. I heard a lot of great stuff about it. Me personally, I dropped Pun Pun after 15 chapters. It wasn't bad or anything. It had phenomenal art. The characterization of Pun Pun and like the way this guy was just being like like the way he was like I don't want to offend anybody, but like just the way they're portraying his depression and shit, it was honestly amazing. But I just wasn't intrigued with the story, I just wasn't like fucking with it like that. Yeah, I just didn't feel like reading a story like Pun Pun. When I feel like I'll definitely get back on it, but I never like it wasn't my type of story at that time,
I know what you mean.
Interesting.
Not with that specifically, but
Uh,
I know what
yeah,
you mean.
that's kind
From
of
different
controversial
experiences.
to like the Pum Pum fans, but a lot of people surprisingly have that opinion about it.
Yeah. It wasn't like it was like I think it was also the way that it was like introduced to me. Everyone is like, yo, Pun Pun. It's like one of the greatest manga of all time, right? It's like has the best character development I've seen. Pun Pun is like one of the greatest characters of all time. So when I started reading, I'm like, I really fuck with the modern vibe. I love like the art style, and Pun Pun is like some of the best art I've ever seen. Period, yo.
Yeah,
It's literally just amazing. And I was like, yo, no, this is interesting. I like the vibes. But as I was continuing to read, it was great, but like I was like, I just don't feel like reading this now. It's just not the time for me to read
I
this.
feel you. I feel you. And
You know,
I agree with some people when they say Pum Pum is one of the greatest characters of all time.
yeah,
But relatability wise, I wouldn't put him up there for me. But there's other
yeah,
people who would definitely do that for sure. But I do think he's an amazing character.
yeah. I I can't wait. I can't wait to get back on Pum Pum. When I actually like feel like reading the manga from start to finish, I'll definitely like enjoy it. But I just wasn't in the right mindset, not in the right mood to read Pum Pum. So I was like, I'm gonna take a break from this. And apparently, like I seen this funny meme. It was kind of funny, but also fucked up at the same time. Everyone's like, the reason why people don't talk about Pun Pum a lot is because they basically kill themselves after they read the manga
Yeah,
because of
Damn,
how
that's
depressing
dark,
it is.
bro.
that's kind of like a little bit exaggeration. A lot of they dragging it with that, but yeah, it's a really good manga, bro.
Yeah,
Give it a second chance.
I
Yeah, I
will
just want to
definitely
point out
give
what
it
Zach
a
said. He
chance.
said something really interesting. So you have to be like in the right mind state. And I heard
Yeah.
that from a lot of people. Like Pun Pun is one of those manga that can mess you up.
Oh, it wasn't like mindset like messed me up. Like I was stable. I had like I was mentally stable and stuff. It wasn't that. It was like mindset, as in I wasn't feeling like reading a tragic story. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, yeah,
wanted
I
something
feel
more
that.
upbeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you meant, but I'm just saying, like, you have
Yeah, for sure,
some people they have to be in the right mindset,
for
to
sure.
consume certain type of media.
It's like for example, let's say I recommend you like somebody who is like craving, like he's really itching for a fucking like sports anime or sports manga, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you recommend him Attack on Titan. You see, it's like it's a great show, but I don't want to watch that now. I want to watch a sports anime. You know what I mean? So
I feel you 100%, brother.
that was like me with Pun Pun.
Yeah, that's what happened to me with Kaguya-sama. I was just feeling like a wholesome romance, and then it delivered. You feel me?
Yeah,
For sure.
everyone talks about Kaguya-sama manga, which is something I need to read some.
You need to read it. You need to read it, but it's honestly it's wholesome as fuck, amazing. Hopefully, you don't give it that Avatar: The Last Airbender treatment. It's overrated.
Oh yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that show, but
You didn't slander it
Yeah,
that much in the last podcast.
no, he didn't. But it was something we were
nah,
talking about earlier, bro.
nah, yeah, I just joke around with it, but like personally, I don't really think it's like the greatest thing ever, like some people
Yeah,
do. But
I
Yeah,
feel that. I feel that. I'm gonna bring that up later in the podcast.
yeah,
But
so
what's it called again? I didn't mention what I was watching or reading this weekend. Man, oh man, I've been reading something called one of the greatest manga of all time, and I'm not even caught up. Actually, that's exaggerating. But still, I've been reading one of the greatest reads, Land of the Lustrous. Amazing. I absolutely love this story. Like when people were saying Foss
yeah,
is better, right? I was like, you're dragging it. You're dragging it. Like
no way
you
this
can't
man's
put
gonna
those
go
two in
there.
the same like. So I'm reading it, and I still like Aaron a little bit. And I don't know about that, but like you see, like him and Aaron, like wow, they're completely like I don't even know how to describe Foss because man, the amount of shit this guy goes through and like stuff this guy learns is just Foss truly has like one of the best seeing right now, and I'm not even caught up. And like the whole World War lore and like the whole Lustrous is just one of the best I've seen. Top 5 for me. Like you have the greats like One Piece, Attack on Titan when it comes to world building. But One
Nah,
Piece, you know, what's another anime that has world building? Like
Magi.
it's crazy.
Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss. Okay,
Made in
perfect.
Abyss for sure is in that conversation.
I dropped Made in Abyss after 8 episodes.
Yeah, I was gonna drop that whole too. We can talk about that later on.
But yeah, these animes are in the conversation for what's it called again? World building. I think Land of the Lustrous should be in it too because man, oh man, this shit's just, whew, it's just
Damn.
amazing. I love the lore.
I heard of it, and I've seen you praise it. So
You need to watch the anime because the anime is one of the most beautifully animated pieces I have witnessed. The CGI is just, man, it's just amazing. Then when you're done, the anime start from chapter 30, and it goes up to chapter 92. And I'm gonna be caught up by by tonight or tomorrow morning, and like the day after, a new chapter is dropping. So perfect. I literally picked it up at the right time.
is it a weekly serializing manga?
It's monthly, like Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah. I read what's it called again? I've been reading Land of the Lustrous since yesterday, but for this past week, I haven't been doing that much. Just weekly shit. I'm on like episode 8 of Monogatari second season. That's about it, you know. Nothing more, nothing less.
All right.
But yeah, since we got that out of the way, we need to come back to this topic. You know, and this topic.
I'm jotting down what we talk about. So Made in Abyss, I want to talk about that after.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, I got a topic a little bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be called. It's about character development. That term, but like
Oh, we could start that right now.
You want to start that right now?
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
start
take it off.
taking it on right now.
Get us started.
Take it off, bro.
All right. So let me. So it's kind of like a term that everybody uses, character development, and people I feel like there's a misconception with it. Like there's people who think that people confuse character development with progression. So basically, let's say characters like Vegeta or Sasuke, or other characters like characters that change throughout the course of the story, right? Characters that like they somebody who's like, oh, Vegeta, he goes from wanting to kill the Namekians to later on in Super he wants to save it. That's great development, right? I'm just like nah, that's not the correct term. The correct term would be character progression for that. Development is something different. And development would be like revealing and giving more depth to a character throughout the story, which can result in progression, but it's not exactly development. So like people misconceive the two terms.
But
So
still,
like
Vegeta, on that case, you could, by your definition, right?
yeah,
You could still say Vegeta has character development. He has progression. He has amazing progression. But you could still
Yeah.
say he has development because,
yeah,
as you know, like in Namek, when he was like in the Saiyan Saga and in Namek, when he was like fighting Goku and shit, and like you see that whole speech he had, like that whole
Yeah.
speech he
No,
gave Goku
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was crying.
Which
But
is
then,
what
huh?
you want to keep going? Yeah, you can keep going.
Okay, no, I was gonna say, but like when Goku was gone for a year, right?
Yeah.
And like he came back. No. Was it 2 years or you could say a year? Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
when he came back and Trunks was revealed. Okay, spoiler alert if he did. Who cares? But yeah, when Trunks was revealed to be Vegeta's son, right?
Yeah.
You could kind of say that's character development for him, because like that's just something that he would have never done.
Yeah.
And
Well-
that progresses the story in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, all right. So that leads me into this. Development can result in progression, right? Like
Yeah.
and progress and vice versa. So like if a character gets development, progression could be resulted from that. So
Yeah.
like I'm not saying like they two like no, they are two separate things on their own, but they can bounce off each other if that's the case. Like
Yeah.
they can result from one another. So but I'm just saying that there's two separate terms. So like let's say like the best example what everybody would say is Luffy, right? They're
Yeah.
like, oh, Luffy don't get development, this and that. Like the thing is, like he don't really change too much, but he does get some development because, like his perspectives in the show get revealed, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, like, and then people will call me crazy if I say someone like Gintogi has some of the greatest development I've seen. They'll be like, "What are you talking about, bro? He don't change. He don't do none of this. He's still the same, this and that." I'm like, from the beginning of Gintama, bro, like compared to the end of it, the amount of stuff we get revealed about him through backstories through
Yeah.
interactions, through anything, bro, is some of the best development I've seen, bro. Because it's things getting revealed about his character, and that's like in every series arc, you know, you get some piece of his backstory or this and that through interactions and some other comedy arcs, bro. You get like more stuff being revealed to you, and that's cool. That's amazing character development, bro. The progression side, it's pretty subtle. It doesn't happen too much. You
Yeah.
can argue there's some of it, but it's not really that big. But the development is there for him. It's amazing. So that's basically what I want to touch on.
I see. So I got a question for you. Do you think that a character that doesn't have development, do you think a character with only progression, right?
Yeah.
So like you said, like what you're trying to say is like a character that progresses doesn't mean that he's developed, right?
Yeah.
So if a character only progresses, can you still say that character is like one of the best without development? Or do you think you have to have
Uh,
some sort of development with progression for you to be a great character?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I would say that it's an overvalued thing, development,
Yeah.
but it's still, you know, it's still important because like when you see like some of the greatest characters, like when you think of some of the greatest characters like ever, bro, there's
Yeah.
development. There is good development, like at least like some great development in all of them. But like, you know, progression in itself, I would value development a little bit over progression, but still I think progression is really like that's like that definitely is really good to a character because I feel like you could resonate more with that. But at the same time, like you don't need development to be considered good.
I see. I see.
I'm
I
not
see.
gonna cap. I don't understand really the difference between development and progression. I didn't really
All right.
catch all that.
So basically, progression
Mhm.
is the change or growth character goes throughout the story, right? So
Okay.
you only give you an example, like let's say
Oh, a perfect example is
Thorfinn.
Thorfinn
All
is
right,
a perfect example.
Thorfinn, right? Some of the best progression in manga, period, right? Some of the greatest. And that results from him, you know, basically just becoming that kid with that kid who's feel empty in the beginning of the farmland to from beginning of the prologue where he was filled with hatred, and then like towards like the Baltic Sea arc where you know he tried the violence is like the last option for him. All
No,
that
no,
growth he goes
I
through.
didn't read the Farmland arc, bro.
Oh, you didn't? All right, so Meruem, all right, Meru, you watch Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I watched it.
So that's great progression right there. You watched uh yeah, so basically Hunter x Hunter, bro, right there. Meruem's progression, that's good right there. Thorfinn is another example. Those are all characters who amazingly like progressed. The development side is when you get more depth into a character and stuff gets revealed. So basically, like I said before, Gintoki, right? But from the beginning of Gintama, do we really know anything about him, like his past, all of
Exactly.
that? Exactly. Yeah. See, those are all stuff that get revealed throughout the story. That's
I got you.
development right there. That's giving the character more depth. Is giving them more development. Basically, what I'm trying to say.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got you. So pretty much your point is how people kind of mix the two and two together versus how
Yeah.
there's two different concepts.
That it's kind of a confusing concept at the beginning when you first hear it because people be like, oh man, was I being lied to this whole time? Like not really, because they can result from each other. But like I'm just trying to clear that up. So like I remember
Kind of two
people,
sides of the same coin, you know.
yeah,
They're not really that different, but there's a distinction between them.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I was about to
Another
say.
another character they brought up too, going back to Vinland, bro, is Askeladd, bro. Askeladd is a character
Wait, did you watch
does get
Vinland?
developed. You watch Vinland, right? Zeno?
Yeah, I watched the first season of the anime.
Okay,
Alright, so
okay.
yeah,
Pardon me,
basically
whatever the anime had.
so basically if you didn't watch Vinland, this is just anime that I'm gonna talk about. So Askeladd, right? Um what I see his development as would be, you know how the king reveals to Askeladd about he was the son of a slave, right?
Hmm.
Or we also get revealed that Askeladd is like his true name and his connection to like the Wales country, right?
Yeah,
That's all I would consider all of that development to his character. Basically it's another example right there.
yeah, it makes sense. I got you.
Yeah. See what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I know what you mean, but like well, what's it called again? Like, what made you like? I know you wanted to like clarify like the definition or distinction between two of them, right? But
Yeah.
like, what made you like? Yeah, I just know. But like, what made you like pissed? Not really pissed off, but what ticked you off? I know it's the anime
Oh,
community. Like, what ticked you off into like
oh.
spurring this conversation? Because I
I
know
mean,
they be saying reckless shit.
yeah, I ain't really pissed off about it. I just want to like clear like some like misconceptions, because like you would tell somebody like who has the best development like ever, right? People will just like tell you like, oh, bro, like some people just be like Sasuke, bro, Vegeta, bro, like fucking
Merriman.
someone else, Imaro, yeah, all these amazingly developed characters, or like in their eyes, right? I'll just be like, and then they'll get mad at me when I say no, and then when I explain why, they'll be like, bro, if you look on Google, develop means to change, to grow, and all that. I'm like, bro, you gotta look at the definition of character development, not just to develop, because
Yeah.
there's a difference, right? So basically, just like people just get confused at times a little bit, and then they'll get on me and be like, yo, why do you consider Gentoki a good developed character? Why do you consider Guts? Basically,
Guts is pretty self-explanatory.
yeah, Guts is pretty self-explanatory. He gets development and progression.
I swear, it's perfect. Bro. Like I absolutely like. I'm only 150 chapters into Berserk, but like Guts is like one of my favorite characters of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's just like just the 150 chapters, like the progression this guy went through, right? And even
Yeah,
development, like this guy, like you could just see like his ideals change, his perspective change, right? You could just see
yeah,
a bunch of stuff that like basically what's it called, and that basically progressed the story in like different ways. It's honestly amazing. I love it, and I don't even know what
Absolutely, bro.
I don't even know what's gonna happen in the next arc. Apparently, it's the best arc in the show. I mean, in the
yeah.
manga, the
Oh,
Falcon
yeah.
I
and the
I'm gonna be
Millennium.
honest with you guys. I have to reread Berserk. I had some stuff going on in my life.
It's all good,
Not
bro.
really like manga is not the priority. You feel me?
It's all
Whenever
good.
you get the chance, whenever
Yeah,
you
I
get the
didn't get a
chance,
chance to
yeah,
really.
you should read it.
Post what's that arc? Golden Age, I believe. Yeah, post Golden Age, I was like speed running that shit.
I see it. So I got a question for both of you, to be honest. And my bad for not my bad, but what's it called again? Darius had to leave. He had something urgent to do, so he had to leave. Sorry on us for that part. But what I was saying was I want to know what you guys think about what I'm about to say. So a lot of people love good characters, well written characters, right?
Yeah,
But if a show has characters not not fleshed out, not 100% fleshed out, they're not well developed characters to like an extreme level, like a character like Guts, right?
yeah,
But they're characters that serve their purpose in the story, and they do their job to progress the plot and
hmm
the world building in that show, and like the attack, like just the whole plot itself moves the story. You know what I mean? Not the plot. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. The plot moves the story. You know what I'm trying to say, right? It's kind of hard to put into words. A lot of
yeah,
people love to say Attack on Titan is one of those stories that are not character focused. They're plot
yeah,
focused, where the world
yeah,
of Attack on Titan basically progresses the plot, right?
yeah.
So, do you think it's fair to consider characters in those type of stories bad?
No, I don't. Because a character that changes the world or influences a story it could be really great to me, bro. Because I know a character like that you feel like is great doing that specific thing is Thor's from Vinland Saga, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
Thor.
so I wouldn't consider him a bad character. Like even though the minimal screen time he gets,
Yeah,
there's influence on him and the main character, and also the story as well. So like they do something like that, he serves his purpose. I don't think he's a
exactly.
bad character.
Exactly,
So
and that's
Zach, let me know if I understood the question right. So if a character is being influences the world around, it's not really character development or progression per se. It's just that he influences his environment. Does that make him a good character? Did I
no,
understand that
no,
right?
no, no, no. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if the world, right,
Hmm.
if the world of a certain fictional piece progresses the plot, but not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
characters specifically, right? The characters are just reacting to like that, right? The
I see.
character. Would you consider that character bad? You know, it's kind of hard to put into words.
I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I know
So
what you're trying to say.
an
What was the
example.
example you gave of? You gave
An ex-
Wallen?
I gave Thor's from Vinland Saga.
like
How the
he said,
world of Vinland Saga
no.
changed him?
No,
No, no,
not
no, no, no,
how the
no, no.
world progressed the plot. Because look, he was a character. He was Thorfinn's dad, right? And
Hmm.
due to circumstances in the Vinland world and the whole war thing, right? He was put into this situation. He died within the first 4 episodes, right?
I see.
But is it fair to call him a bad character because of the minimal screen time he had?
I don't think so. That example in itself, I don't think it makes Thor's a bad character, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of characters like that. Like, sure, it's niche, but like, it doesn't make a character bad.
I'm saying,
When you said that, I thought of Sinbad's dad. If you guys read Adventures of Sinbad, it's the same thing. The circumstances of the Magi world he was a peace loving man, then he had to go to war. Pretty much same thing that Thor has going for him. But I don't think that makes him a bad character necessarily.
yeah, I know what you mean. Like it's sometimes like I have these peculiar characters as some of my favorites, right? So, for example, a character like Thor is perfect example. Like when I tell somebody Thor is one of my favorite characters in Vinland, I'd say like sometimes he's a top 5 character, right? A lot of people are like, what do you mean he's a top 5, bro? Like he doesn't do shit, like he barely does shit in the story. Like, this guy got off screen in 4 episodes, right? This guy got off screen immediately. Like, what do you not off screen, but this guy basically died. In like
Yeah.
4 episodes, right? He barely had, and like it's just the impact he had on characters like Thorfinn. He basically made Thorfinn what he is. You know what I mean? And just that whole
Effect in the
influence he
series.
had.
Progress I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, Zeno. I also put into that category is Kamina, bro. He Dragon.
Yeah, for sure, but I don't think it's as strong as an argument. Sense change.
just because it doesn't have to the cast.
Yeah, I can see that. Argument, but
Who doesn't have as much screen time, but he influences character.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Or just in general, it's like, especially with villains. I noticed this with villains, right? So like
Yeah.
villains, person doesn't have a backstory. I like Eisen because he has no backstory. Like I don't know if it's only me, but just the fact that he
Terrible
has
with
no backstory
execution of
makes
the
him better.
development. And another an example of this would be Jiren from Dragon Ball Super,
Yeah.
bro. You did you could have done you like come
Bro,
on,
that
bro.
was a
Like
Sasuke
It was
backstory.
a stupid back.
he's pure literally just to fuck shit up, right? And a lot of people call him, oh, he's not a good character, right? And because he's calling not a good villain, my bad, not a character. They're like, yo, he's not a good villain. And I feel like nowadays everyone just expects every villain to have like a fucking tragic backstory, you know, to have something that the audience could agree with, you know what I'm saying? Or just for them to think. I don't think all villains should be like that. I like that recklessness of Frieza, you know, I like that pure evil side of Frieza, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I get you.
I think
Personally,
villains-
I don't like Frieza. Like, I think he's my worst Dragon Ball villain for me. Not worst. I think that's too much disrespect.
He's
I just don't like him just because of the fact you said, like, he's just pure evil. There's nothing really else to him other than that, right? Versus, like, a Cell or, like, a Zamasu, right?
Oh, the thing with Frieza, it's just the way he like it's a villain if he doesn't have a backstory or something, it's just the way he affects the characters in the story. You see what he did with Goku. You see what he did with Vegeta, especially, right? You see the way he basically controlled every scene he was in, right? I think that's one thing a villain should have. You know what I'm saying? Presence. And Frieza, perfect with that, bro. Go ahead and say one.
I agree with you. You know, people would attack some characters like Frieza because Frieza, you know, he's one of the he's iconic villain for a reason. He's one of the ones that set the trope for later shonen anime to have that evil character. You know, people like to attack that because you know it's been done so many times. But
Yeah.
you know, he kind of set the standard for it. And Frieza, he's not the most impressive villain for me, but yeah, he gets the job done, and I think I like that about him.
Think with Dragon Ball villains, like at least with Z villains, I like them a lot. First with like the Saiyan saga and like you know with Raditz, Vegeta and Nappa. I think they were pretty good villains, right? But they weren't really well, at least until we find out about the backstory, they were good villains, right? At least that's what I think. They did their job, you know. But with Dragon Ball villains, I feel like it's more so about how the villains affect the characters more so than the villains themselves. You know what I mean? With other shows, the villains have their own motives, their own like ideology of life, right? And they try to like change the world. You know, a lot of villains nowadays. Yeah, I don't know if this is only me, or they think what they're doing is good. You know what I mean?
You said Dragon Ball characters. Pardon me, Dragon Ball villains. Their strength is how they affect other characters.
Okay, look when you look at Cell's whole goal was to become the most perfect being alive, right?
Correct. Yeah.
He literally held the Cell Games tournament, right? So if you're talking from a villain standpoint, like, is he really that impressive, right?
Yeah.
He's okay. He's not really that impressive.
He's okay.
He's okay. He's okay. But when you look at the way he affected characters like Gohan, you know what I mean? It's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. You know?
Yeah.
You brought some good points for Frieza, like how he affected Vegeta especially, like for generations, right? That's a conflict that's been going on for generations. His dad, his Raditz, right? Everybody.
Yeah.
Frieza affected everybody. He's like a evil overlord, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that point.
Yeah, but I was gonna mention something else about characters, but like I absolutely forgot what I was gonna mention the second thing. I forgot.
A topic we should go on later. Remember we had this topic earlier in like one of our group chats. It was about the main character being the antagonist, which is not the case. Eren,
that doesn't make sense.
yeah. People were calling Eren an antagonist, but I'm just like, come on, bro.
Okay, well, watch out for spoilers for Attack on Titan. You know, it's just a lot of
also, let me just reiterate something real quick with Cell. I think Cell. I would give Cell a little more credit as a villain because something I like about Cell is, you know how he has all this DNA from different species like Frieza, the Saiyans. I like the fact that it's ironic that Cell got all the the traits from Saiyans, right? And Saiyans, you know how Saiyans love to fight, they love to do this. And the fact that Cell's downfall was a result of having that Saiyan DNA, where Saiyans love to fight, and Cell just wanted to keep on dragging Gohan to his extent, and like just making him become like this Super Saiyan 2. He wanted the strongest out of Gohan. He didn't want to just kill him. Like, you know, Frieza just wants to get Goku out the way. Cell wants to fight. He's like using the cells from Saiyans, right? Like it's kind of influencing him to have this naive mindset that he wants to and that was ultimately his downfall. And I think I like that execution about his character. It's pretty interesting.
Cell has a lot. The Cell saga in general has a lot of great moments, character moments for like a lot of characters. I don't know. A lot of people love to downgrade. I'm sorry, but like a lot of people love to downgrade Goku's and say, "Bro, this guy's no progression. This guy has no development and stuff," right?
Yeah.
And I kind of find that blasphemous, to be honest. Like, if you watch the Cell games, you remember how Gohan was absolutely getting manhandled, destroyed by Cell, right? And like
Yeah.
Piccolo was giving him this whole talk on your son is not a fighter. Like as much as you want him to be this, he's literally just a kid, right? You're
Yeah.
putting him in this situation. Then Goku is literally having this whole like existential crisis, right? He's like the fuck that I do, right?
Yeah.
After that, what did Goku do?
He did not sacrifice.
He literally sacrificed himself to save the world and to save Gohan, right? And I found
Yeah.
that pretty like a pretty great moment for Goku's character that a lot of people just brush to the side and don't bring up, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
but
it's
to
a
be
big
devil's advocate, it was after Gohan unleashed his potential and then did his work.
in the end of the day, he still sacrificed himself, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. But like, just to make a connection with Gohan, you know, I don't feel like that's fair.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I feel like what happened was Cell had his last like finale, you know, like he got all this ki and him was gonna like blow up with the earth, right? That's
And you know
like
he did come back,
Goku
right?
being the savior. He teleported to King Kai's place, bro, because of that imminent threat to the earth. I feel like it's more a reason of how Goku's like the savior of Earth, right?
He was still saving Gohan at the end of the day. He was still taking the burden. He was literally sacrificing himself, didn't he, though? And you have to understand, Gohan's care for Gohan is literally so underrated. A lot of people love to call him a deadbeat and stuff, but you got to understand, Gohan was, I think, different translations. I swear to God, I've seen like so many different translations of Dragon Ball. Some people say Gohan was 4.5 in the beginning of Z. Other people say it was 5.5. I don't know how old he is, but he was like a youngin, right?
Mhm.
5.5. Goku was raising that kid like a normal boy. You know what I'm saying? They used to go to sleep at 7 before the moon rises. They were literally father and son, right? And in the beginning of Z, he literally sacrificed himself. He literally died in order to kill Raditz so he could protect Gohan and Chi-Chi and everyone on Earth, right? And like
Yeah.
Gohan and Goku's bond is like so overlooked. And like it kind of pisses me off when people just say, "Oh, Piccolo is Gohan's real dad." You know, Goku's a deadbeat and stuff, bro. Like it's cap.
Interesting.
I just think that's cap, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree or not.
I mean, I'm with the opinion that Piccolo is more of a father figure.
Piccolo left this nigga in a fucking wilderness for 6 months, bro. Call
Because
that being a
they
good
were
father.
going through an imminent threat of the Saiyans.
Oh yeah, but when Goku does it, he's
But-
being a bad father, right?
The thing is with Piccolo. So what happened? So if I recall, like Goku literally, like why people say that is because he's not a family man. He went to go train the King Kai as opposed to like he could have went back to Earth, right? Stuff like that. Versus Piccolo, he put himself in front of the what's the name of that attacker?
That's in Goku's blood. You have to understand. He's a Saiyan.
Bro,
Yeah.
like come on now, like father figure. Piccolo's always there for Gohan.
Goku literally sacrificed himself for Gohan twice.
Hold on, first time was in Z. What was the second time? Z
In Z.
during the Cell Saga.
Yeah.
Piccolo.
Oh.
Piccolo sacrificed himself too, yeah.
Oh, okay. You would consider that a sacrifice as well? Yeah, it was.
It was one of the best moments for Piccolo. I feel like that was like his his last good moment wasn't sacrificing himself for Gohan. His last good moment was him versus 17 in the beginning of the Android Saga. You remember that fight? Do you remember?
Piccolo.
Yeah, Piccolo versus 17.
Piccolo
was
was
great.
Android 17. I don't remember
That is an underrated Dragon Ball fight right there.
I swear. Nobody talks about it. Like nobody.
Nobody.
I feel like people are in the same boat as me. Like they just remember 17 for what Super did.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, you should just forget Super ever happened, bro.
Bro, 17 got absorbed first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got absorbed first. Yeah.
Such an L, bro. He's the coolest android. You know, he's the coolest android in my
Hell yeah,
opinion.
hell yeah. What was the
He's
other
like this.
topic
He has
you
like the
want to go?
sickest design. But yeah, my bad. What were you gonna say, Wallen?
I said, what was the other topic you wanted to touch on?
I was gonna touch on the topic where you're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, bro.
Oh,
That's
all
the
right,
one. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Let's get on that.
I
What
think I
y'all
think
think?
I think you were saying okay. So basically, Zeno, we were talking. Me and Wallen were talking in a group chat earlier, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
And me personally, I love Avatar. Like it's a great show. It's my childhood, right? You know, and I rewatch it. I rewatched it quite a few times. But like me and Wallen think it's kind of overrated.
yeah,
Not kind of, it's overrated.
In
yeah.
what sense?
And all right, so there's people who would love to tell me Avatar is better than at least 95% of anime out there, or
Okay.
they consider it one of the greatest TV shows ever made.
Hmm.
I disagree with all of those, but I still think it's a great show. Like even though I'll be joking around with it's trash, it's this and that. Like I still think it's a great show. I just do not hold it as high as people do. Other people do.
I
Yeah.
got you, bro.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. So for me, like, it really depends. Like, anime has some gems, like 10 out of 10 masterpieces, right? But like, if what you watch is like, I don't know, K-On! And stuff like that, you know, then yeah, like Avatar would be above that. Like, I don't know what would be accurate percentage, but I was of that opinion. I was like, yo, Avatar is really better than most anime,
I mean,
right? And I meant that in the sense of like anime in general, not like your Berserk or your,
no, that's what I
feel
mean.
me?
Like anime in general. Like if you want to even go broader with that, then it's definitely not better than all of those. But like, I feel like Avatar is definitely considerably better than some just generic shows. Like, but
Yeah.
if you was to count anime in general, like all the highly critically acclaimed ones that you would put above 95% of anime, bro, and you would have put Avatar in that same tier, bro, I just do not think it holds up to any of those. That's just my
Like what
opinion.
show?
Yeah, I agree. That's my opinion. Like
All right,
better
so like,
than general anime, but like not
all
better
right,
like
so
masterpieces.
masterpieces, right? Like, just name some masterpieces, bro. Monster, like, or just like, in general, shonen, right? You could consider like Avatar like a better comparison would be to comparing it to some shonen, right? Compared to like Hunter x Hunter, bro. You would say
Okay,
it's better
no,
than that?
no.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
blasphemous. As in the
Yeah, that's
words of mommy,
blasphemous, bro.
I
Yeah,
can't
bro.
even.
Better than Attack on Titan, One Piece, Gintama. Like, come on, like, there's things like out there that are better, bro. And it's not just shonen, but I'm just trying to like make it like a comparison between shonen. But there is just a way better show, like a large amount of shows